Hi guys, Asma from Active Kinetix. Thanks so much for watching. Today I want to talk to you guys about a topic that I'm super passionate about, and that is living an energized life. So I have a flow chart here for you. I promise it's going to make a lot of sense, and I hope you guys get something out of it. Today I'm talking to three types of people. One are my gym buffs that are watching this. Two are the career-driven professionals. There's so many of you guys. Three are the parents out there, new parents. And four are the runners. So let's get started. This chart is about joint movability, joint laxity. So really quick, let's think of some examples of joints. So we have ankles, we have hips, we have knees, shoulder, jaw, etc. So let me get started with you. What happens over the years of aging? As we get older, our body naturally defaults to decreasing our joint laxity. The synovial fluid in our joints decreases, so we are more likely to avoid things that cause discomfort. This can be counteracted. Let me go through a little more detail. So you have improper movability of joints. You usually start feeling a little stiff. The muscles that are connected to these joints also become very tight, aka they become short. Short muscles cannot produce a lot of force, so they become weaker, if that makes sense. And let me give you an example for that. So for my gym buffs watching, you guys go to the gym, you do your pull-ups. This is not just true for pull-ups, this is true for any exercise. So you go to do your pull-ups and you say, hey, you know what? I've been doing pull-ups for so long, I can't seem to get past the same number of pull-ups. Or, hey, I can't do pull-ups, I don't have the strength. Yes, that might be true, but we want to look at why don't you have the strength. So what we would do is look at your shoulder joint mobility. So you get your arm overhead, and usually that's not a problem. We say to people, okay, get your arms over your head, and they're like, yep, okay, good. So we notice that because of the lack of range of motion in their shoulder joint, they end up stealing the range of motion from their back or their thoracic spine. So what we would say is, okay, now let's tuck that rib cage down and get into your pull-up position. Now what happens? Now you're in a normal positioning for your rib cage, and the arms are just shy of being overhead. So you go to do your pull-ups. Now, of course, those lat muscles are not going to be able to fire properly through this new range of motion you've just introduced them to. Okay, but we continue doing our pull-ups and we continue doing overhead movements. What happens over time is we form poor movement habits. And I call them habits because you don't know you're doing them. Our bodies are very good at just thinking of getting the job done and how to get it done quickest. So we form those poor movement habits, the compensatory patterns form. So for example, when you are doing your pull-ups, and again, this is true for deadlifts, this is true for runners, this is true for the professionals out there, you're sitting. Suddenly we lose that natural curvature in our spine from sitting in that chair all day. So then you notice your back starts to feel sore. That's because your muscles are getting tight, they're getting weak, and you're no longer able to do things that used to be fun for you. Compensatory patterns also happen for, let's say, runners. Runners who don't have proper ankle mobility. You continue running, the shock absorption is very low in your foot. So what happens? It starts traveling up. More and more, it starts traveling into your shins, it starts traveling into your calves, into your knees. Before you know it, it's in your hip. This is usually when your body starts saying, okay, now I really need you to listen. That's when a lot of the times people will come see us. Now, then you start getting into pain and a constant tension. So whether it's your parents who, for parents out there, you've been told and you've seen to, you know, when you're picking up your child, squat down, pick up your child, keep your back straight, and go about your business. But for some reason, that might not feel good over the years. So we do what's comfortable. You just naturally, you flex forward, you pick up your child, you go about your merry day. Over the time, you might notice that, lower back is starting to feel sore. Absolutely, it will start to feel sore. So after you're in this pain and constant tension, yes, your activity decreases. From here, this is a very fragile state because you can easily incur an injury. Now, an injury would be like, for example, you've thrown your back out. We hear that term a lot. So now you're in bed, you're taking ibuprofens, you're booking massage appointments, you're applying heat, ice, you're not really sure what to do. You're obviously not going to be doing any activity. Your synovial fluid thickens even more, if that's just a little bit of science that will make you understand what's going on in your body. So decreased activity, and then comes the beliefs about our physical capabilities. This is a slippery slope to get into, because now you start to believe, I can't do that anymore. Somebody asks you, hey, you want to go ice skating? I used to be able to. You want to go to the gym? You know, that just doesn't feel good anymore. The problem is that when that starts affecting your self-confidence and your psyche, and you're saying things now like, I can't wear that anymore. And that's when you know the problem and the belief system are just starting to settle in. That's why I say it's a slippery slope, and it's very likely that you will just continue along this cycle over time. You do have a choice. One, get some professional help. And know, guys, that no professional help is going to fix you in one session. It's been 30, 40, 50 years of wear and tear on your body. So remind yourself that it's going to take conscious effort. It's going to take time. You're going to want to drop out. But you will start to feel the benefits once you enroll in whatever program you choose is best for you. So what happens when you come to see us, movement specialists? Now, when I say movement specialists, I refer to us as kinesiologists, fascial stretch therapists, sports and conditioning specialists, and we'll take you through an assessment. We'll look at how are your joints moving. We'll try to find out where in this cycle are you, where do we need to intervene. From there, we'll treat you, we'll go through corrective exercises, we'll make you aware of the compensation patterns your body has formed. So now you know, oh hey, you know what, Asma told me that when I do my pull-ups, I should do this and this and this beforehand. You might start to, hey, I'm gonna get that lat to fire. Suddenly you might pump out another pull-up. You'll follow up with us, we'll progress your exercises. We might get you doing some things that are animal flow based, something completely different. It really depends on what kind of person you are, what kind of goals you have, what your joints want to be doing, what type of previous injuries you've had, and so on and so forth. So from there, you suddenly notice, hey, I have more energy, I'm more active, I love going in, I love planning things, I want to surround myself with people that are energized, life is good, you have proper movability. I hope that gives you a really quick rundown, guys. I'm super happy to answer any questions about this, especially for people who are stuck in a rut and they're not too sure where to go. Please feel free to reach out anytime and we'll be here to answer your questions. Thank you.